And welcome back to Paranormal Unplugged. This week, I'm Kevin.
I'm Dave.
That's Frank. Um, beat him to it this time. We're going to have a special guest on in a few minutes. We'll have her coming in the back room and our green room in a little bit here. We are going to have Stephanie, the mini medium. She's going to be joining us from Utah. So she'll be jumping in here a little bit. So how's our week going, guys?
So far, great. Couldn't have been better.
Great week. Yeah, it's been good for me. How about you, Steve? Dave? It's Steve looking for
The other Dave. We're looking for the other Dave.
Dave.
It's going well.
Going well. That's good. That's good. And as you all know, Jim's not with us tonight. He's back at the strip club.
We lose Jim like every other week.
It's just can't keep him away from there. They have slot machines.
With the horses.
So, yeah, I mean,
Hey, there's Eric. Hey, Eric.
Eric's on. Hey. So let me get this all shared out here and get things moving. And so what have you been up to? How's work?
Slow.
Slow?
Yes, very slow.
Dave looks like he's been drunk through the rung.
Drunk to the run?
To the rug. To the rug.
Oh man, yeah, it's just been plodding away, but taking a slow pace so we don't run out of work.
That kind of stinks when that happens.
Yeah.
So who's our guest tonight?
Stephanie.
Tell us about her. While we're
Stephanie's
waiting.
the mini medium. I met Stephanie a couple years ago at a convention out in Las Vegas, and really nice person, really super nice person. And she did a reading for me, and she was pretty much right on track. I mean,
Lights going.
so it's kind of neat to have her come on here and willing to subject herself to us. So it's kind of neat to have somebody else join into it. So she's not going to be reading me tonight because she knows
Good
my family
fire,
pretty
you
well.
Jesus.
So it's not fair. It's not fair for her to read
Yeah.
me.
No, she read you already, yeah.
Yeah, she read me already. So
And she knows you, so.
and she knows who I am. So which is kind of neat. I know she said she'll probably do a couple readings, so I'll wait till she pops. We get her.
Hopefully she'll read me tonight.
Yeah, who knows? You're like a closed.
I'm a magnet right now. I'm a
magnet.
hot magnet right now.
You're a hot mess. Magnet, I don't know about. Yeah, he's the legitimate dumpster fire. You know, I mean that's where it comes out to being. So as soon as she's able to, we'll see if she puts the message in.
Maybe she'll tell us the names I've been called lately.
Well, I can tell you those.
Yeah, we all can tell you that. So, but I'm trying to get this thing to move along here on my page, and there we are. There, I can start sharing this out to different places.
While we're waiting, we found out there's a couple more rooms they had put off at the Eisenhower Hotel, which are available. So there is a couple that have opened up because some people had dropped out of the bash. So there is some rooms open. So if you want a room, feel free to go call the Eisenhower Hotel. There is a couple open now. I think she said 5. That's it. I think there's 5 left. So there's 5 open now that you may go ahead and book for the bash. And we actually gained a couple more vendors. I think 7 the past couple days.
Yeah, you just have more vendors than you had ever.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it?
Oh yeah.
There's so much stuff to be done, going to be done this year. I mean, I've seen some of the stuff.
It's huge. It's huge. It's so bad that usually that Pam and I would go in at the Wyndham on a Thursday and start setting up. We're going in on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it's 3 days to set everything up, get everything up that we need. That's how big this is and how much
Space
you have to, space to cover. And so it's huge. It's huge.
Well, you got a lot of decorating to do too, huh?
Oh yeah, a lot of help though. Got a lot of help coming, which is good. So, is that someone's site there?
That's her site.
Okay.
That's her site. So we're on live on her site right now too. So
Oh, good.
I haven't seen. She hasn't messaged me, so we'll see. She's going to probably message us through.
Well, she got time yet. She's got 10
yeah,
minutes.
she's got a little bit to go. So yeah, I think talked about the bash. I mean, there's so much stuff to do. I mean, guys, if you're here or coming out to the bash, make sure you guys set up for the dinner for the.
Oh yeah, we have VIP dinner. We have tickets, and Kevin was with me when we went down there and I met with the Eisenhower and Aspire Hotel. The owners decided to throw something in at the VIP dinner as for you guys coming, since we're celebrating it's this year being so big, that if you get a ticket for the VIP dinner, you will get another ticket, which like a what do you call it?
Raffle.
A raffle ticket, and we'll raffle off a free stay at the hotel, and that was their idea. I think that was very nice of them to throw that in.
Extremely generous.
Yeah, very generous. So, actually, if you win, you got a free dinner. You think about it, right? Because you're getting a free room down the road.
Yeah.
So,
and it's centrally located too. I mean, you're in Gettysburg. If you're ever going to Gettysburg for anything,
right.
you're going to have.
Instead of paying $200 and some a night or somewhere, you still you won that free ticket, so you get a free room. So, why not go for it? I think it's a great idea. I mean, that was really nice for her to offer that. So,
Yeah,
she didn't have to.
that was kind of cool. She's funny too.
And
Angie was picking on Steve.
She does all the time.
She was picking on him. But that place is huge. I
Mhm.
mean, it just walking from one end to the other end. I mean, and it's just amazing. And then it's got the inside pool. So even if it's, let's say, the weather is windy outside,
Right.
you're able to go inside. You can actually go into the pool. I mean, you're gonna have bonfires. You're gonna have fireworks.
Well, yeah.
You're gonna have investigation.
The main thing about doing a conference is getting along with the place you're doing the conference with, the people that you got to work around and work with, because it doesn't come together if you don't have that section of communication of the event holder with the event venue. They got to work together. If they don't work together, oh, it's a disaster. It's from day one meeting with the Eisenhower and Aspire Hotel. It's been great. I mean, they just been top notch all the way around. And that's you ever in Gettysburg? I mean, the work they've done to this hotel is amazing. How they changed and done so much work to it. So I appreciate it, and stop in there.
I was only there one time with you guys, and everything you talked to them with the venue about, all I kept hearing was give it to them, give it to them.
Yeah, they want to help the soldiers out big time. And I greatly appreciate it. Not only the soldiers, to help Dana's wishes, to help an H4H Foundation. There's 3 charities. People have mentioned 2 lately, but there is 3 charities that we do: H4H Foundation, PA Wounded Warriors, and Dana's Wishes. So Dana's Pink Wishes. I want to make sure I get that correct.
And that's the whole thing. That's the whole bash is about. Because you guys don't take anything for this. You guys put all your time in and don't get any money out of this. You do it all for.
I'm retired. Dave, you want to know what you do?
I am a CNC machinist,
and I do gunsmithing.
But we come together to do this podcast for all things the paranormal and supernatural, including cryptids, UFOlogy, all of it.
Right. What is it called? Ufology?
Ufology.
Ooh, we're using big words this week. We have to pick on Dave. He hasn't been.
Well, he got to sleep.
Yeah, he
just woke up. Dave works night shift, so.
So he said.
I do.
We know what he really.
So when I'm done here, I get to go to work.
So as we're waiting for a guest to show up, she'll show up.
Any other questions anybody has?
Anyone have any questions on the bash? Because while we're waiting for a guest, I can answer them for you. Again, I can just do a recap. Tickets are at the door. To come into the bash, it's $20, not $20 a day. The $20 gets you Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, not $60, only $20 for those 3 days. We have the wrecking ball there. We have a mechanical bull there this year. We have the escape trailer. We have the Batmobile there. We have what's his name? We have the Goblin Head. Tattoos, lectures, VIP party, karaoke contest, you name it, it's there. You won't have to leave. Food trucks, so you'll have a lot.
And the investigations you have at the
the haunted Hoffman House,
and
we have that too. Sorry, my allergies kicking in.
And if you guys are not know the area around here, there's actually was a field hospital on that site during the Civil War.
Yeah, which is the Hoffman House.
The Hoffman House. So the property is going to have a lot of activity, and then there's going to be some different. You guys have different things going on in different rooms and different times with elections.
And this is probably going to be your last time to get into the Hoffman House that we're aware of right now at the moment, because it has sold along with the All-Star building. So those two were sold off. So there'll be a new owner for that. I do know the new owner, so I'm going to be talking to them. I already talked to them, but I got to do more talking. So, any other questions on here?
Where would you say is distance-wise the farthest you've gone to do an investigation?
Me, the furthest I can tell you what it's going to be right now. It's going to be Villisca. So I'm going out to Villisca, but I've done most of my investigations up and down the East Coast and out west. So out Ohio. Ohio is probably the furthest I went out.
Mine's probably either Kentucky or Indiana.
But traveling, I've been all the way out almost to California. But that's not doing investigations.
So I'm originally from California. So actually originally from Jersey, but lived in California. In California, I've been to several different locations out in California. And then I've been to several different locations here in Pennsylvania on the East Coast, which is, it's interesting. Knowing the history from the East Coast is so much different than the West Coast, because the West Coast is not as old as out here. There's so much stuff that almost every place you can step is going to be able to be investigated some way or another.
So how was it when you went back from California back to the old stomping grounds in New Jersey and saw how much it's changed?
Oh, it's.
I went back to Jersey about, I think it was 3 years ago. Pam and I took a ride out there, back to my old hometown, and it was like, wow, things changed. The whole town's changed.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a McDonald's there now. We didn't have McDonald's there when I lived there.
No, you had IHOP.
No, we didn't even have IHOP. No. So it's just weird how you see things, change over time.
Oh, my other question would be, a lot of the places out west were born of violence.
All of it, pretty much all of it was.
Right, because of the expansion.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that we don't have that here on the East Coast either. I would just assume, which we all know what that means, but I would assume that more violence occurred in alleged haunted locations out west than on the East Coast.
Pretty much, because where we were at, we were on Old Route 66, so we had the high desert, so we had the Big Bear Mountain, we had the Mormon Trail actually came through part of it because of
Isn't Big Bear Mountain like a ski resort?
It's a ski resort. It's a lake and stuff. You had the Mormon Trail that ran right through there, so you had everything that was associated with that coming through there. Had a lot of Indians. You had the Silver Mine. You had Calico Ghost Town, which was up that way. There's so much stuff that is out there that most people don't really even know or go to. But the things that have happened over the years are just amazing. Bless me.
Bless me.
Anyway.
But, look, it's a slow reaction there.
What's that?
He sneezed and it showed up on his phone.
Oh, dude.
So, but when Stephanie pops in here, we'll get her going. I know she's gonna
Tell us a little about her while we're waiting.
So, like I said, met her in Vegas. I don't know a lot about how or when she got her abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Want to ask
Question we'll ask her.
Questions want to ask her. I know that she's pretty much spot on. I know she does Reiki. She does a lot of seminars and stuff like that. She's always on Facebook doing some kind of reading on Wednesday nights. So that's what she's supposed to be doing tonight. She came here because she was with last week. So she's rebroadcasting. I think she's rebroadcasting hers last episode, or she's
she had a personal matter last week. She couldn't make it, but
yeah,
I'm glad she can make it tonight. So
yeah, and she told me anytime, and I said, "Oh, you just opened the doorway. You're in trouble now." And we want to try to get her to come out here. Hopefully, we asked her to come out this year to the Battlefield Bash, but they couldn't arrange it. They had some other things taken care of. But hopefully, they can come out next year.
That's what's amazing about the Bash, because we got people coming from around the world coming. People from England come. We have people from like Cali coming out. I think someone's coming from Washington, Oregon, coming down, Minnesota. I mean, they're all coming over and traveling that far over to it, which is amazing. You know, people always, you got to think about it. You're not doing it for actually Pam and I. You're doing it for the veterans, the kids with cancer, or the kids with serious illness, and you're doing it for Dana's Pink Bushes. Pam and I don't get nothing out of this. So all we do is set this up. We want to give back, and that's how we started this back in the day. So, everyone that shows up is greatly appreciated, because you're showing up not for us. You're showing up for your veterans. You're showing up for the kids that are sick, and you're showing up for Dana's Pink Wishes.
Explain what Dana's Pink Wishes.
John's coming all the way from Jersey.
Yeah, right. John is coming all the way from Jersey. So, Dana's Pink Wishes is an organization that Dana started herself. Actually, I don't want to really mention that, because I want to have her as a guest.
Okay.
I'll let her tell everyone about her organization and have her on. Then I like to have Mr. Ruggiero come on. He had me on his show one time, and it's a little payback time to get him back on.
Yeah,
but I'm wait. There's a certain reason why I'm holding off on John to have him on the show, because later on it's John, so we just hold off on
the paranormal savior.
Yeah.
Did you see he's got a new coffee cup now too?
No, he's had that.
Oh, I thought he just got a coffee cup.
No. That's where I get all my signals from upstairs. Comes down through him to me.
Okay.
Wow.
Look, he's like, nope.
He's like, nope.
He's already declined the show. Look,
Like,
nope.
Not going to be on there. We choose Scary John, or we just that Scary John. I mean, come on. We can be. Some can be.
He's too big for this show.
Oh, come on. We'll give you a piece of candy. He's probably like, nope, never do it. Nope. So,
I want to say so much from I promise people I keep my mouth shut. I told everyone, because right now what John just wrote, I could say something right now. It says, love, Stephanie. Oh, good. Here's someone that knows her. Thank you, Eva. Your show, so Stephanie.
Well, that's two people who are familiar with
John, I'm behaving, dude. I'm just having a good old time, good old life right now.
Yeah, Stephanie's got a lot of followers. When I met her and she did a reading on me, I sat there and I'm looking at her and going, who the heck are you talking about? The person's name, the letter she came up with, the name, and she kept saying it. I'm looking at her going, what are you talking about? And I'm sitting there because when you're in the middle of a reading, your brain just doesn't function, because you're like, okay, I'm not going to say a word. I'm not going to make an act. I'm not going to say anything.
Trying to go blank.
I told you, I was with Bob Christopher one time, and we were doing Daniel's Resort up in Canadensis, PA. And I had a psychic there. Her name's Lori Moore. And we were out there, and Bob says, this girl's amazing. You guys sit down and let her read you. And I'm like, I don't believe in psychics. I'm sorry, Bob. I don't. And then I walked away from her and she said my nickname, my mom. And I turned around. I said, there's no way anyone knew that. Shut up, John. Don't you post it because we're using that as a question tonight. He knows it.
Schmuck's
So,
not it.
huh?
Schmuck.
No, Schmuck's not it.
Okay.
So anyway, she says it. And I just turned around. I was amazed because no one knew it. And then I'm like, how'd you know that? She goes, because your mother is sitting right here next to me. And I went over and we talked, and she knew stuff that, yeah. Don't you say it, because I want to see if she knows it. I want to, hopefully she'll say it tonight. So it's not smagma. But I want to say, but he knows it. He knows it. Chris knows my nickname.
But I mean,
Bob and Gina know it.
When she said it, and I'm looking at her going, and she started saying a couple things that happened, and I'm like, oh, I know who that is, because she was getting a different vibe. It was a female, male, and she was like trying to figure it out, and it was like, I'm like, huh? It's just like when you have a reading going done, you're just not prepared to stuff come through that it came through like that, and it was quite amazing. And so she's actually read my sister-in-law too, and had things come through on that.
Get the hell out of here! It's tiny Willie.
So let's see.
Your time's coming, John.
Yeah, wait till we get him on here. But have you ever been read by a psychic?
I have not sat down and had a psychic reading, no. I've had psychics tell me things. Janet Jones is a friend of ours from out in the Carson City, Nevada area.
Where's the medium, Pamela?
She told me something that
Said
basically was the
7:15,
same
but
thing as
it's 7:23.
Steve's, where she shouldn't have known it, but she did, and kind of sold me. But I've never actually sat down at like a table and had a psychic do a reading of me.
Yes. She had to run an errand, so that's why we're.
That's why it's probably in traffic.
That's why we're stretching. No, she said it was close to her house, so.
Probably in traffic.
So. He's full of himself tonight.
Maybe, no.
Better than being full of me.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, hold on a second. I'm getting something. She's messaging me
She's
right
trying to
now.
get on.
Wait, I have to send her a link.
I'm getting a message.
Trying to join now.
2 hours later.
Why didn't that play?
2 hours later.
My sound effects aren't working.
I heard it.
Oh, I didn't hear it on my headphones. 2 hours later.
Trying to join, so let's see if it actually joins in. If not, you might have to send her.
There's something wrong. Did you mess my jack up over here, buddy boy?
I didn't touch nothing.
Why am I not getting the sound effects? I am controlling them, so I should hear them.
Go ahead and send her another link. She's part of she's friends on the paranormal.
Lori's on too. Hey, Laura. We're sending
I
links.
gotta go to switch out to that one.
Sorry, we're getting things worked up here, guys.
Will she lose the link?
No, I just sent her another one just in case.
Boom, 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 boom. I'll keep you entertained. Kev, you got to stop getting these technical difficulties on here. By my brother on there.
The other day, so
That's my brother.
It shouldn't even bring me to this.
Yeah.
So they changed their stuff around.
Yeah, Facebook's been playing around with all their adjustments here now. So you got to go back in and change things up to get things working. And unfortunately,
But she say the link's not working?
no, I just figured I would send her another one
Oh.
just in case. So she's trying to join. So
When you go to Messenger, it brings you this stupid thing.
Yeah, it's my. You know why you're in my messages? Because he's got me signed in me.
No.
Yeah. Yes. Take us back out. Let's just wait. She'll get in. Take a screenshot of the link and send it to her.
Okay.
Right? There's the link. Gee, someone's smart here, huh? There.
let's see if she gets it. So
John, he's right. No, John, you know me. I always have that Jeopardy theme, but I don't have the Jeopardy theme on here. I did have it on, but I do have.
2 hours later.
I don't know why I'm not hearing these. Did you hear that over your head?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear it. We have no
You're just
problem.
deaf.
You're just old.
No, it's not coming over mine. Why is that? That's weird. Maybe if I shut my phone off.
But we got everybody joining in there. Guys, go ahead and share it out too. Up, one second.
Oh, there it
There
is.
we go.
There she
She
is.
made it. Plug her in.
We are going to bring Stephanie on right now. So welcome.
Yes.
Medium.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me okay?
Can't hear you, Stephanie.
You cannot hear me. Lovely. Hang on. Me and technology just don't get along well.
There
Can
we
you
go.
hear me?
We can-
Yay! Oh my gosh, I'm sitting here going, please, praying to the technology gods that they're with me because I don't do well with technology. So it looks like we're good. We're good. Well, thanks for being patient. When you're a mom, a grandma, a psychic, a medium, and you run a business, life can be really crazy. So thanks for being patient.
Well, Stephanie, this is Dave.
Hi, Dave.
And that's Steve.
Yeah.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, how are you?
I'm
Hey, Cole.
good.
So, hey, Stephanie, give us a background about where you got, how you got your psychic abilities, and tell us yourself, because I know some, they don't know anything. So, in our viewers that are here, so
Yeah. Good. Yeah, of course. Well, like I said, thanks for bringing me on and having me. Such a pleasure. And I met Kevin and his beautiful family at in Vegas at Para Unity, and that was my first time with my paranormal team that I work with. One of them I work with, anyways. And so it's always good to see familiar faces, and they always, when I first met them, they just were like family. So, but yes, my story is a bit long, so I'll kind of sum it up and as quickly as I can. And I'm a talker, by the way, so just be ready. If you think you are worried about 2 hours of content, yeah, I gotcha, because we'll cover it with no problem. So back when I kind of have to start about the middle of my life, if you will. So I'm about to turn 49 on Saturday. And when I was in my early 20s, about 21, 22, I went and saw a psychic medium. And my mom, who is now departed, but she loved going to him. And she gave me this present to go see the lady she went to. And so I sat with this gal, and she looked like, and you know, forgive me if I sound a little bit stereotypical, but she looked like the psychics that you would, see on TV, right? So she had all of the, the big old kind of thing on her head, the wrap, and she just very nice lady. And So I sat down and she proceeds to tell me that I have these gifts, these abilities, and why am I not using them? Why am I not sharing them? And I thought she was crazy. And I says, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, so we really got more in depth and realized that she was really kind of doing not a past life regression, but a past kind of regression. And so we went back, clear back to my first recollection, my first memory, if you will, of my first experience with the paranormal, and back when I was 7. So my grandfather had passed, and my little brother, who is 7 years younger than I am, he had just been born, and gosh, he maybe was a month old in the bassinet in my parents' bedroom. And I woke up out of a dead sleep and could just feel something, felt something was around. I couldn't quite understand it at 7. Well, I just, maybe a few months prior had gone to my grandfather's funeral, first funeral I've ever been to. And so I woke up middle of the night. I walked into my parents' bedroom, and as I approached their, doorway, I didn't go into the bedroom. It's really interesting because I felt something stop me, and I remember this very clearly. And I don't remember much about my past, as far as my very young childhood. So I stood at the door and I looked in, and I saw something, and I couldn't quite make it out at first. Realized that it was my grandfather, and it was an apparition of my grandfather, and he was leaning over, if you will, looking into the bassinet where my little brother was sleeping. And I saw him, of course, more of an apparition, but I knew it was him. I could tell he had a certain smell. I could smell him. He kind of turned, saw that I was there. It was as if it didn't bother him. And he just was staring at my little brother. And which surprisingly, now I realize why it didn't scare me, but it didn't. And I turned around and went back to bed. And, the next morning I told my mom, and she, just like maybe some other, parents would do, say, oh, it's your imagination. And you're a bit traumatized because you just went to your first funeral and a viewing and whatnot. And so that was my first real recollection of my gifts, my abilities, if you will. And then just going through life, elementary, junior high, high school, I danced, I was a cheerleader. I just, I hung out with, some of the quote unquote popular kids, but I never meshed. I never meshed with them. Never really understood why. Again, until I saw this gal and this psychic medium. And really, a lot of things made sense because a lot of things that I was seeing and hearing and feeling and knowing, just others weren't. And I didn't know that because you don't know if you don't know. And so went through life in my early 20s, and I kind of muted it because it made me a little scared, a little nervous. But then going through, into my, 30s, and gosh, I probably was early 30s, moved to Arizona and lived in Arizona for a little bit, and decided I was going to open up my abilities, if you will, and try to see what I could do to help a neighbor that really was wanting a reading. Pulled out my tarot deck, which is kind of something we can talk about here in a minute, but I do use tarot cards as kind of a guide or a tool. And unfortunately, her reading kind of put me back to wanting to mute myself again. It was very overwhelming. So ended up getting divorced, moved back. I live in Utah, moved back to Utah, and the good old pandemic hit in 2020, and I was a project manager for a very reputable, if you will, large health organization here in Utah, Intermountain. And we got sent home indefinitely. And as I was home working, and I'm a social person, and I was really struggling, got very depressed. So um, my amazing husband goes, "You've got to find a hobby. You've got to do something with your time and your energy," because he could tell I was really going downhill and going back to old ways. And so he said, "Why don't you pull out your tarot deck?" And I said, "Okay." And we had been together at that point 10 years, and he had no idea. He had a little bit of an inclination of my abilities, but nothing like what what he now knows. But anyhow, pulled him out, started just messaging people and started to, I always say it's like riding a bike, just really started to get all those gifts and abilities going. And I literally was sitting on my bed with a TV tray, a few crystals, my tarot deck, and was getting donation readings. And that was 4 years ago. And just things took off just beautifully. And now, if we fast forward now to today, it'll be 2 years next month that I got to quit my job in the corporate world. And now I'm pursuing my soul's purpose and my passion of sharing my gifts and giving others, healing and hope and comfort and closure, whatever it is they need. And I just have done so many things. I'm starting to tour now, doing big events, and it's been amazing. And now, I've realized that this is my soul's purpose. And I'll tell you, it's been a beautiful journey. It's been amazing. And then I get to do amazing podcasts like you guys. So it's exciting. I love it. But and in addition to that, I also work with a couple paranormal teams. So I've always been really into the paranormal, and just fascinates me. And with the teams I work with, they send me in first, and I go in and I do kind of just a walkthrough, if you will, and get a feel for the area, and see if there's any portals, if there's any negative energy, if I should be giving them a heads up of some areas that they want to really focus on. And I love it. I love, I love all of that. And I've had many opportunities to investigate many amazing places. And we talk about that if you'd like. But so that's really trying to sum it all up. But yeah, my journey is to, I know without a doubt, to really share these gifts and hopefully help as many people as I can.
That is neat. Where is your troublesome pen throwing husband?
He will laugh about that. He's actually out taking pictures. So my husband for Dave and Steve, which I can't believe I remembered your names, by the way. I don't remember names very well, so there you go. And to be, I can't even see it. To be fair.
It's whiskey. Whiskey. That'll work.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, my eyes are, it comes with age, right? I can't see anything. But yeah, he's out taking pictures, the landscape, wildlife stuff that he does. So yeah, he's doing his stuff.
Yeah. To give you guys a little background on that. When we were in Vegas, my daughter was at their table first, and he said, "Take a pen, take a pen, take a pen." And she took a pen. He goes, "Oh, you don't have enough." And he'd put one in her hoodie. And then she turned around and back and put one in his pocket, and it was like a game back and forth. So we have a bunch of pens from her from stole, and it was funny. So that's just a common thing. I'll turn around and see him pop on Facebook, and I go, "Want a pen?" Just all it's
But they weren't just normal pens. They had a flashlight on them. They were really cool. So.
So do you guys have questions or anything you're gonna ask?
I'm thinking.
You're thinking?
Oh, Lord.
Steve's ears, you know what's going on.
2 hours later.
Yeah, 2 hours later.
So I know we asked you to come out for this year for the bash. So maybe next year you might be able to come out for the Battlefield Bash.
Yes.
You guys just enjoy it out here. I mean, it's just a great thing that they have going on to help the veterans and the children have cancer and stuff like that. And plus, there's a lot of groups that come out, and there's a lot of people selling stuff. And this year is going to be one of the biggest ones they've had so far, which I'm glad I'm here for this, because we were here in July last year for the one they had, and it was neat to see that, and seeing that to seeing what this one is this year is amazing. So if you guys can get out here, it'd be great to have you guys come out.
Yeah, I was really trying to make it work, and I mean, I still, I'm trying to manifest it. It's something I would absolutely love to do, and flights are not, it's the flights that are a little pricey. But I just got back from a cruise, and I got to go swim with the dolphins, and so it's budget wise, it was a little bit hard to pull this year, but I would absolutely be honored and would love to come next year. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Have you ever read someone and then got some information and didn't want to tell them what you got?
No. And yes, I guess so. Here's let me just confuse you. That's the Gemini side of me, by the way. So I have to be transparent, and those who have had readings with me know that I will be. I'm very honest. I'm very transparent, good, bad, and different. If I'm getting the information, then I have if you will, a duty, or there's a pact in a sense of maybe mediumship etiquette and morals, but I have to share it. There's a reason I'm getting it. So yes, I do share everything. I always say that I kind of might Stephanie it a little bit, meaning I might soften it a little bit and not be so harsh about what I'm getting. One thing that I can say is, and please know this is my own belief, and I wholeheartedly believe this, but there is not one person in the physical realm, in the physical world, that can predict end of life. So, people will come and they'll say, well, I don't know. I don't want to know when I'm going to die. Well, that's great, because I'm not going to tell you, because I don't know, because, only your maker, or whoever you believe in, knows. So, but with that in respect, if I feel there's some physical things that could, attribute to your passing being sooner, then absolutely I will share that.
Dave wants to know if you know all the lottery numbers. You just read your mind, Dave.
If I had $1 for every time I heard that, man, I would be the millionaire. So, I always say, that God didn't give me these gifts to cheat life. So, it just doesn't work that way. But I have a pretty good, slot machine kind of energy going. So, can help with that one.
See, now she's got to come with a best picture, because there's slots at the back.
Yeah, there's slots
What
machines at the
was
back.
the best place you ever went to, did a reading, that you would recommend to the public to go to?
So a reading or investigation, or either?
Yeah, like
investigation.
Yeah.
Well, gosh, boy, that's a tough one. That's like saying what's your favorite song? I really, well, yeah. So I've done a few now. Here in Utah, that we have a lot in Utah of areas that are pretty famous, if you will, for energy and for activity, hauntings, however you want to look at it. One in particular is the Saltaire. So that's out at the Great Salt Lake, and the history of that is really, it used to be, well, gosh, it was an amusement area back in the 20s, I believe, and it ended up flooding. And that energy is definitely there. I can feel it now. The new Saltaire, I have yet to go and investigate that one, but I hear that one's pretty good. But as far as for me, honestly, the one that I just, I know it sounds weird to say I love, well, maybe not to your listeners or to you all, but I loved the tuberculosis hospital that I did in Idaho, and I cannot remember the name of it off the top of my head. But it's now a hotel. So it's that one had some crazy activity, and just residual, but also active. But that one was good. The other one I would say is we went to the Clown Motel in oh goodness, it's in Nevada. The city just slipped my mind.
Garden right with it, right next to her, and
Yes, yes. So we investigated that one. One of my teams I work with, Life After Life, and we didn't even leave our room. That's how the room had enough activity. We didn't even have to go to the grave, to the cemetery right there. So that one was a really good one as well. But there's many that have left very different impressions. But I would say those are off the top of my head, the top two.
Okay. Are there any locations that you've gone to with one of these teams who's asked you to come and read it before they went in, and based off the energy that you picked up, recommended that they don't go in?
Absolutely. Yep. And the number one that always sits with me was actually a residence, and my team that I work with, the name is WASP, and it's an acronym for the Western Association for the Science of the Paranormal. The home was a duplex type home, so it's got home on one side, home on the other, and they said they did the whole thing, said, Steph, go in, let us know. Went in and immediately I got nauseous. And that's usually my first sign of that there's probably going to be some heavy energy, not necessarily, evil or malevolent. It just felt heavy. It was very thick. And went in and I just, the home's not very big, but there was one particular part of the home that I just didn't feel right and got very dizzy and, left. And when I sat with the team and just said, hey, I'm not feeling good about this. If you guys do decide to go in, let's make sure we do it good protection, put the salt in the shoes, carry your stones, your crystals, whatever it is, let's say a prayer, whatever it is that we need to do. And the team still went in and they wanted to help this client who really was having a lot of activity and just things that were, things moving. If I remember right, they had animals that were not living very long, and there was just a lot. And so then they went in, and then of course, after they went and did their walkthrough with all of their equipment, and I always say I'm a different kind of equipment. They use their actual, their physical stuff. So to ask me what they're called, that's not my forte. So, but they walked in and just kind of got baseline numbers and did their thing. And then we did an investigation in the bedroom where I felt the portal was in the closet actually. And one other gal who is also an intuitive, she uses a lot of like runes and different tools to do her types of readings. But we sat together and we caught a lot of stuff on the SLS. And even the SLS validating the energy I was feeling. Obviously, I didn't see what was going on the SLS, but I could tell that there was something. And right then, we caught a lot of activity, and the spirit, the anomaly, the entity, whatever you want to call it, and went up into an attic area above me. And so it was very, it was intense. Afterwards, I stayed outside, tried to for the most part, but then we did find out later that the people that lived in the home, or the people that were currently living in the lower level, were into black magic, we're into voodoo, we're using Ouija boards. So it made a lot of sense. Now, had I known that prior, most likely I wouldn't have even gone, to be honest. Yeah, so that one was pretty rough. We did have one of our team, I think it was actually one of the founders of the team ended up having an attachment, and we ended up really having to do an intense cleanse on him. So yeah, it's absolutely, there's some, if I don't feel it, if my body's telling me no, then it's not worth it to me.
That's amazing, though. I mean, going into places like that and have stuff like that.
How about objects with a lot of energy to them? Do you, like, just walking out in the public, come across something like that?
Oh yeah, yeah. I when I do my readings, especially of course in person, I recommend that people bring objects with them that belong to loved ones that have passed. So as a medium, when you hold an object that maybe belonged to someone who passed, it's called psychometry. And the psychometry from that, the energy can, like an amplifier, so it'll amplify all of my abilities, my gifts. So the same goes into effect of, if I'm out and about. I'm not a fan of going into antique stores just because the energy from that is so intense. Not many antique store owners know to, cleanse and to sage and to keep things outside for a couple of days. So I highly recommend to anybody, if you buy anything secondhand, that you cleanse that with some good white sage, leave it outside for 48 hours before you bring it in, because everything carries that energy. It's everything's energy, so it'll just soak it up. So yeah, absolutely.
That's what happened to you.
Yeah. You didn't salt me, leave me outside.
Bring salt you and leave you outside for a while. Sage it. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Anna Ashby saying hello to you, by the way.
Oh, hi, Anna. All my followers, they're such amazing. I have such a great group of people, followers, loyal followers that, that they're always supportive. And I kept telling everybody, you better follow and hop on. So I'm hoping that they will support you guys as well.
Yeah, we had Anna, we had Ariella Waters.
Yes. Hi, Ariel.
Who else do we have that came in for you? Was Eva Brown.
Yeah.
And Stephanie Captain Whitmore.
Oh, yes. Yep. I recognize all those names. That's awesome. Well, thanks you guys for joining. That's great. I love it.
So, question for you.
Yeah.
I know you said you'd like to do a reading. Would that be
Yeah.
possible? So you want us to put somebody, or you can do one of these guys, or because I'm out of the question here. I'm
I did. I know. I think I told you and Susan, I said, I'll do a reading, but I want to make sure that that your viewers, my viewers, followers, if you will, know that that I don't know anything about, you, and of course being, but even with that said, I've done, readings for your wife, and I still don't know everything. However, I love a clean blank slate. I don't want to know anything. So it's probably ideal. Let me, before we actually decide here, I do want to say some things that happened today, and I want to see if they connect with Steve and or Dave, and could be to you too, Kevin, to be honest, but earlier today. So a lot of people, that follow me know that usually nights prior to doing readings, or every Wednesday night. So even tonight at it'll be 7. Well, actually, like 8 p.m. Mountain Time, so it's like 10 p.m. your Eastern Time there. I hop on my mini medium Facebook page and do free readings for a couple hours and just share, and very, very often the night prior dreams will come in, premonitions, or during the day. So today I've had, and it's very interesting, I think, because we have Father's Day coming, here. By the way, happy Father's Day to all of y'all. I don't care if you're a human dad, a fur baby dad, or you're just a great, wonderful uncle. I don't care. You all have that beautiful father energy. So, but I did have a father, a very strong father energy. And so I don't know if I need to really explain energy. I think you guys know, but just in case for listeners, that for me, the energy is just the feeling right now. It's just so kind of little bit of mediumship energy 101. Your right side is your masculine side, your left is your feminine. So if you're ever sitting there and all of a sudden you get a chill down your right side, most likely it's a male energy, a male spirit, whatever it may be. And then left usually is female. So today I just kept getting these chills down my right side. And then I also felt this sense of uh, father energy. And the way I mean that by, so my dad is passed as well. And ironically, his name is Steve as well. So I knew I wouldn't forget your name, Steve. That I knew that one was going to be there. other than he's a PHEN. That's where I get my name, Stephanie. So, yeah, he's a Stephan. But so the dad figure was here. But I will hear names. So now this is where the soul steps forward, and the soul actually starts to manipulate my gifts or my abilities, if you will. And one of my strongest is clairaudience. So I will hear the other side. And when I say I hear them, by the way, it's like a thought that pops in my head when you talk to yourself, but I know that it's not my thought. And I kept hearing the name like Ed, Ted, like Eddie, Teddy. I kept hearing the Ed and or Ted, just because it's you know, the way I describe this, by the way, is when you start to hear the other side. It's like when you tune in the radio, and if you don't get right to that number of the radio station, it kind of, you know, cuts in and out, a little static. That's how I hear it. So the father too that I was picking up on also had issues with and this can relate, keep in mind, this can be them validating things that you are struggling with here in the physical. But I feel like I need my back infused. I feel like I've got issues in my back. I need, you know, yeah, see, I'm already starting to hear. So what I'm doing over here, by the way, I'm doing what's called, I'll show you guys on camera. You can kind of see all my scribble. This is from prior readings, but this is called psychography, automated writing, and it's a really great modality to use when you're getting energy out. So do either of any of you, so Dave, Steve, even you, Kevin, do you relate to the name Ed or Ted, the one syllable, or, well, I don't want to say or, because that came through very, very clearly. But also the father who has passed, by the way. This is not validating in the physical, but also the issues with needing my back fused, issues with the back. Do either of you connect with that?
Issues with the back.
Issues with the back.
Yeah, like all of us. But Ed,
Y'all got back pain.
I don't know any Ed.
Okay.
I know Ted, but Ted's who we get our show through. We do our show through.
Okay, hang on 1 second. Okay, so you know Ted, a Ted.
Yes.
Is that what you mentioned? Okay.
Yeah.
But Ted is living.
Yes.
And who is Ted to you?
He is a friend of ours that we did the podcast through.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
his platform.
It's his platform.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now hang with me here, because this is what happens. So now the fact that, if you noticed in the beginning, I said, I'm not sure what direction we need to go, because usually I'll say, yep, let's go to a viewer or caller, let's do one of you. But because collectively you all know Ted, you work with Ted, then what, and then also the fact with the back issues, you all have issues with your back. So now I've got a soul coming through who is just, number one, validating Ted, who works with you all, and and really number two is the back issues, the issues with the back. So is Ted anywhere near you all, or does he hop on and listen, watch?
Well, if Ted's listening now, he could hop on. Ted, if
Beautiful.
you're listening, hop on.
Yeah, because I know. So Ted, is Ted your, would you say, producer? Is he, or just he, I guess, got you all going?
Yeah, he set up a platform with us.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay, okay. So what happens too is when I start to do readings, when and to be fair, just so people are like, oh, Steph, you knew this, you know, I did not know. I don't even know if it's out there, nor do I Google this stuff. And so, oh, I almost swore. I'll be careful. I almost caught my. I don't want you having to, like, you know, go back and do some fancy editing. But I really don't. I don't have time for that stuff. So in all fairness, for anyone that's listening, I don't even know if you have it out there to even have his name. So that has helped you to build this. So what this is telling me is the father who I'm feeling now. Father energy or father figure doesn't mean this has to be dad. This can be father-in-law. This could be a grandfather. It's just the energy that I'm getting. So if Ted can join, that'd be fabulous. But when we validate, the soul's messages or the visions, whatever it is that they're trying to communicate, because my job is just to try to interpret the best way I can, and I explain it to people. They don't come through and say, "Hi, my name's John. I died of a heart attack at age 72." You know, they just don't. They give you signs, symbols. They give you bits and pieces because they're such a high vibrational energy. See, I'm already getting crap in my throat. A lot of people know that watch me when I start to channel the other side. I get this very hoarse in my throat. They manipulate my throat chakra. It's the weirdest thing, but so their energy is very high vibrational on the other side, and none of us here in the physical can even touch that higher frequency of energy. So it's like when you don't know sign language and you're wanting to talk to someone who who can't hear, and they're using their own special sign language. My job is to try to interpret that language the best I can. So with that said, the way they'll let me know and give me that yes or no, it's just like our paranormal equipment of the red light, green light. The green light is I get chills throughout my body. I call those my validation chills. And I got validation chills when you guys all mentioned Ted was someone you worked with, and also a father. So with that said, see, I get going because they just they don't stop on the other side. Do we know if his dad has passed?
Not sure. I don't think he has. No.
Okay, fair enough. Do you know if we can?
His parents, though.
Yeah.
He's their caregiver.
Okay, he is dad's caregiver at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah, for both his parents.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. If we can get Ted on, that'd be great. If not, you guys, that's fine too. But now, and do we know if his dad is struggling with issues with the memory, the cognitive? Did he have a stroke? Did he have dementia? Does he have dementia, Alzheimer's?
I'm not sure. I only know Ted from doing the platform. He's just like 6 hours from us, or no, 4 hours from us. He's in Rochester.
Yeah, it's
5 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know his mother has cognitive issues. I'm not sure if his father does as well, but it's entirely possible.
Okay. No worries. Okay. Well, I feel like that he may be able to validate this, but if we can get him on, that'd be great. But I just go ahead.
I just sent him a message, so we'll see if.
Oh, sweet. Okay, awesome. Okay. Now, what will happen is, as I'm doing this, that soul that I'm starting to channel, who is validating Ted, which if dad is still here, if dad is not having issues with the cognitive, the memory, then very likely this is going to be Ted's grandfather, because I am going paternal, I am going dad's side. So now I'm going to kind of, I always say we're going to put this soul in a waiting room, as I say, we'll kind of put a pin in it. But I do want to say I'm Um, hang on.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Okay. You can go past it for a few minutes while she's doing this.
Do we have viewers that are wanting to get a reading? None of my followers, by the way, at the moment. I know that it's my peeps that are on, but because I'm very drawn to someone I've never read before.
Want to take a break and then come back?
Yeah, we're going to take a break. We're going to go to commercial.
Okay.
We'll come back in about a
Yeah,
minute.
beautiful.
And then we'll see. If someone wants a reading, please post in the comments.
Beautiful.
We'll be right back.
Oh yeah, WLFE-DB has merchandise. Show your support by purchasing your t-shirts for WLFE, Paratalk Radio, Inside the Drag Closet, and more. But it doesn't stop there. T-shirts, coffee mugs, tanks, buttons, cloth bags, and more. Go to WLFE-DB.com. On the top bar, click on the merchandise tab, and bam, there you go. You got merch. Support the shows. WLFE-DB.com.
Try again, buddy. Try again. Yay! Okay. Oh yeah! Good job. Oh.
The Bipolar DM Show, a show about Dungeons and Dragons, indie writing, and living with a mental illness. Watch us live on Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WLFE-DB.com, where we interview guest speakers, authors, and subject matter experts in the areas of mental health, living well, and role-playing games. We're proud supporters of Safe Space. For more information, be sure to visit WLFE-DB.com. Watch us live on Strim TV, Variety Unlimited channel. Also, visit our Facebook page at Bipolar DM and see us on twitch.tv/TheBipolarDM. Our webpage is www.thebipolardm.com. There you'll find more information.
You're listening to WLFE-DB Radio. Now back to our program.
All right. And we're back.
You get our chat. See if anyone.
Can you hear us okay?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if I'm hearing the living or the dead. So as we were on break, I was just writing a bunch of things down that I was getting. So you let me know when you're ready for me.
Oh, go right ahead.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
just out there asking if anybody wants to have a reading, let us know, and
Yeah.
hop into
Perfect.
that.
Okay. Beautiful. Okay. So like I said, just for the moment that I want to put this father soul, this energy, if you will, kind of to the side for a moment. So when I had first started to, when Kevin messaged and I had heard about you guys starting this podcast, and been on and watched for the first time, there was such a very strong pull towards you, Steve, and not because you have my dad's same name. I mean, that's cool, anyways. But there was such a very strong, energetic reason that I feel like that you and I have crossed paths. And I know that some people believe in coincidences. I don't believe in coincidences at all. So the universe puts people in each other's paths for reasons. So when I when I was asked to do this show, which was ironically about the same time. Again, I don't know if I believe in irony either, but so for you, Steve, I'm gonna just, I guess, I'm gonna read you, my friend, because there's something that I need to definitely definitely mention. Sorry, I'm just writing more things down that I'm getting. So, Steve, earlier too, and I please know this number can be connected also to TED. So because when I start to welcome other souls in, it can get a little kind of overwhelming, and then sometimes I have to try to kind of you know energetically categorize where I'm putting them. And so, but the number 35 was very strong. So for me, this is how numbers work. 35 is going to be the age of 35. This will be March 5th. 3 and 5 would be March 5th. This can be born in 1935. This is really where souls will come through and try to give as specific validations as they can. So, so just kind of right now with that said, for you, Steve, do you connect offhand to that number?
Not offhand, no.
Okay.
35.
So,
I think my dad was born in 35, but it would have been October.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. Okay. And dad has passed?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Your dad is here. Your dad has been with me since yesterday, by the way. So the 1935 would be dad's way of saying, this is the year I was born. So this is where they'll come through and want to give specific numbers and validations. So now, I mean, to just pull a number out of the air and just guess, if you will, of when your dad was born and what year, and know that it's for you. That's where I welcome my skeptics that are out there. And by the way, I love my skeptics; they're my favorites. I welcome them to explain that to me. But I always say I'm not here to make anyone a believer, because I really don't care if you believe in what I do. I just want you to listen to the messages that your loved ones want to bring in. So I welcome your dad to step forward. And this is where I was saying that, boy, Father's Day, this happens very much a lot. So, and being that your name is Steve, and I was so drawn, given the fact that my dad's name is Steve, there's what we call synchronicity. So there's a reason you and I were meant to cross paths, but also, okay. Your dad's a tough cookie, my friend. Your dad's a tough man. Your dad's got this very tough, and I feel like I think I know why. And let me ask, just to make sure and get validation of what I'm interpreting, or confirmation, I should say. Was he religious? Was he a religious man, or did he not really? Would he not have really been into all of this or believed in what I do?
No, he believed in it. He believed in it.
Okay. And was he religious?
He was, until the sort of church did him wrong. So then he left the church.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. And that can be just his way. The way that he's coming through is that it's a trust thing. He's testing me right now. He's testing me. It's a trust. He's not too sure, but because you're here on my son's show, then I'm going to give you a chance. That's kind of the feeling he's giving me. So let me tell you too. I also kept hearing the 2-syllable like M. I kept getting like Marty or Michael, like 2-syllable M.
Michael would have been his stepbrother.
Beautiful. And Michael has passed?
No, he's still here.
Michael is still here. Okay. So when they want to bring through a loved one that is still here in the living, what it means is that he is either wanting to give a message or he is, okay, hang on 1 second. He's showing me. Okay. Do you talk with Michael? Do you have any kind of, I'm
No.
sorry?
No, I don't.
Okay. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay. So now, whenever I get a message from the other side to share with someone here in the physical, I have to get the message out, but in no way, shape, or form, please know, Steve, that I'm going to share a message, but, and this is from your dad to Michael, but you do not have to feel obligated to share that message, okay? Your dad, now I know you mentioned this was his step brother, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So there is an emphasis that I feel that he is giving me on, yeah, okay. On the fact that, yeah, there's definitely, now I know, of course, you know, the older we get, of course, we have health issues. I get it. But there is an emphasis with Michael and his health really just deteriorating maybe a little bit faster than we had thought. So there's a worry about that. So that's where I didn't know if you knew much or could validate that. But the feeling also really goes back to what I was mentioning earlier with the cognitive. So I do feel that there's a sense of, you know, the dementia, the Alzheimer's, you know. So there is a message though that is of comfort that your dad will be there to greet him, even though they were not, you know, blood per se, but that they, you know, they still had that strong bond together. So there's and someone that's going to be listening to this podcast that knows you, that knows Michael, that knows, you know, your dad, really is, the intention will be there for them to hear this as well, because as I feel that Michael is, you know, having some issues with the memory, and your dad wanting him to just know, I'll be there, I'll be there, I'll be right there. So your dad, oh, okay. I just heard the name Robin.
That's my
Robin.
sister.
I'm sorry?
That's my sister.
Beautiful. Okay. Okay, please, for the skeptics out there, Steve, please I don't know anything about you, right? I didn't even know
Nope.
who you were. Okay.
Nope.
I know I'll get a message and yeah, okay. So,
Anything either.
No.
there you go. Okay, beautiful. So now, your dad coming through wants to validate Robin. So he wants to recognize Robin. Is Robin still living, my friend?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Right.
Okay. Yes. Okay. And how do you connect to? This is either going to be for yourself, for Robin, and or with Dad. But there, okay, I'm a little bit geographically challenged, so bear with me here. This would be, yeah. I'm in the Carolinas, North Carolina, South Carolina. or the name. This is what they'll do too to get me to say the name Caroline or Carolina.
I have a stepdaughter in Carolina,
Beautiful. Okay.
North Carolina.
Beautiful. That's the first one I wrote down. Okay. So this is your dad's way of validating that he watches over you, that he sees what you're doing in your life. This is your stepdaughter. Now, do you see why dad mentions his stepbrother and now he mentions your stepdaughter? What he's doing, and I'm going to tell you this is, oh, I just got chills. The message to you, my friend, from your dad, and by the way, he does say Happy Father's Day. He says that you are a much better father than he feels he ever was to you, to Robin, or to the step brother, as far as love and what he was able to give. So your dad is so proud of the man that you have become. He's very proud of the father that you have become. You know, one thing that I really feel coming from your dad is you are a lot like your dad, my friend. I don't know if you look like your dad, but I am seeing a copy.
Stubborn like him.
Yeah. You are a copy and paste, my friend. You are a copy and paste. And so now, do you see why dad really wanting to mention all of the children, the synchronicity of the step relationship, and then for him to bring up North Carolina, just wanting you to know that he sees the relationship that you have with this stepdaughter, and that you question constantly, you know, am I being the best father I can to her, or am I overstepping, or am I, you know? And I'll tell you, your dad feels like that you are doing phenomenal, my friend. So just know, and I knew why I needed to be drawn to you, because your stepdaughter's got some changes coming in her life, some pretty significant changes.
That's true. That is true. Very true. Yeah.
Are you able to share that, or if not, it's okay. It just long as you validate.
She's going through a relationship right now, in a new relationship, building a new relationship.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so those are changes and obstacles she's going through right now. So, but she's doing really good.
Yeah.
Really good. She's really happy now. So
Good. Good. And there's the synchronicity also of relationships, right? Where your dad is emphasizing the relationships and how he, now that so when we die and our soul crosses over, we do a life review. So your dad, when he died, his soul crossed over, he did his life review and he went, gosh, you know, I did really good here. I did okay here. I really could have done better here. And so now, as he's in spirit, and this is why he was pulling me towards you, because he needed for you to know, for one, that you are doing an amazing job. And he knows that, and this is coming from him, not me, by the way, but he knows that and feels that he did the best he could with what he had. And I know, of course, you know, back in the day, you know, that's very common, but your dad also, oh, your dad's funny. You laugh like your dad. I just heard your dad laugh. You sound like your dad. That was so, you're like echoed. It's beautiful.
yeah, laugh like
I love it.
I do have a weird laugh, but there is a laugh that he did. He sounded like that guy that would go. That's how he laughed. And he laughed so hard he'd cry. He laughed so hard.
Yeah,
He did.
I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah, it's like that belly laugh. You know, it's that belly laugh. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you,
He'd
without
laugh,
a doubt.
and he'd laugh harder. Then we get him crying.
Yep. Right. And then someone just snorted. Who's the snorter? Like would laugh and then snort when they would laugh.
Maybe Dave when he sleeps and falls asleep.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, he's I feel his presence, his coming in, him just pulling me towards you, you know, really is the best way that your dad knew how to get these messages to you, and really, it also, sorry, he's a talker. I'm getting a lot from him. Hang on. Okay.
Yeah, definitely Steve's dad.
Was he a talker?
No, he was. Well, he told you how he felt. He never held anything back. So if he told
Yeah.
you were an a-hole, he just told you now you're an a-hole. That's why he was very
He's very blunt.
blunt.
Very,
Yes. Or yeah,
yep,
he never
yep,
held anything back. And
yeah,
I have that trait from where I don't hold stuff back. And
yeah,
it helps me, and then also it can be against me sometimes, but
yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, the no filter can get you in trouble sometimes, right? Yeah. Yeah, well, no, and I always say, did you ever, I'm sure maybe you guys know the Charlie Brown, the teacher in the background that's like, the wah, wah, wah. Yeah, yeah, that's how I hear sometimes. But your dad is like, wah, 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 wah. It's like really, really fast right now. So I think it's excitement, but I also still feel like I've got Ted, that father figure also, trying to come in. But now,
I was actually going out to see my dad when he passed.
oh, you were?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He
That
passed.
makes,
It was the first time I was actually flying out to him because he had moved from the state we lived in to a different state, and I was flying out to see him. He had passed about 2 weeks prior to me getting there.
gotcha. Okay. And that makes sense why he's so adamant about wanting to come through, because you didn't get the chance to say goodbye.
No.
You didn't get that chance.
We
But
talked on the phone before the weekend,
yeah,
but that was it. The last conversation.
yeah. Well, and that's what souls will do when they feel like there's unfinished business. They will make sure that they find a way to amend those ties, and that's why he's here. That's what he's wanting to do. And I'll tell you, your dad was a very proud man, to where I feel that he didn't want it to be a trouble. He didn't want to be a trouble to you or to anyone else for that matter. So he went on his terms, very much so. So he
sure
says,
did. Because we
yep,
found out, not to cut you up, but when he passed away, he held the secret, which we didn't know. He had pancreatic cancer, and he was in
okay,
stage 4. And he didn't tell anyone he had it. He even told the doctor he didn't want to be treated for it.
yep.
And, but that's not what actually did him in.
Well,
he actually
hey,
had
don't.
okay.
That's okay. Did he have a heart attack?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, and I'll tell you, that's how your dad wanted to go. He did
Yeah,
not
exactly.
want. Yeah, he didn't want to be, suffering in a sense. And you know, and by the way, his passing was very quick, my friend, very quick. I feel like his soul was here. He's on the other side. However, he did come back in very briefly and then went back over. So there was a sense of either someone tried to resuscitate him, or there was a moment of, but his quick back into the physical and hit into his body and back over, it was so fast that, it wasn't that he really, I mean, some people feel like when we cross over, then, some of us might get that opportunity or that choice of, do you want to stay or do you want to go back? But, your dad was ready. Your dad was ready.
That's what, the thing was with my dad was his dog had hip displacement, so he's putting his dog down on Monday because he didn't want the dog to suffer. So was Saturday, Friday. He called me and we were talking about NASCAR, and I said, I don't really watch NASCAR. My driver quit. Your driver's passed away and all that. He said, oh, you gotta watch. You gotta pick a new driver. Well, I was supposed to call him that Sunday, which I did at 12 o'clock about the race, and he didn't answer the phone. So later on that night, my niece called me about 6 o'clock and said, hey, she goes, Grandpa's not answering the phone. I said, well, maybe he's over at his sister's house. She called there. No, he's not there. So we called the neighbor. The neighbor says, no, he's home. His front door is open. I can see his dog by the front door. His shed's open. I can hear a leaf blower running. But he goes, it's starting to get dark out. I'll go check on him. So he walked over there and he found my dad on the side of the house. He was dead. He had passed out in his yard. And the thing is, his yard teared down. So that when the cars came down at his house to just right like a head on to his house, they couldn't see him because the property teared down. And then there's bushes on each side, so the neighbors couldn't see over. So no one saw him laying there. But they said he estimated he cleaned his gutters that morning. His ladder was still up there. He did that like he said he was going to do. And then they estimated he passed away around 10 o'clock, 10:30 is when he passed away. Massive heart attack. And just that was it. The doctor says he didn't feel a thing. So the way he went. But that's the way my dad wanted to go. He said, if I ever go, I just want to go like this. That's what he said.
Yep. And that's what he had me do. He said this. He had me snap. He said this. So that's his way of saying I went on my terms. I went the way I wanted to. And I wanted, you just said something that just gave me chills. So you said NASCAR. And okay, well, gosh, see, got a lot coming in. Back up for just a moment. I know why your dad also, why I was drawn to you. My dad, again, Steve, also had stage 4 liver cancer, though. My dad also waited, did not tell me until later. And my dad, my dad went very, very quickly. He did pass of complications, obviously, of the cancer there. But when you mentioned the cancer, that also rung a bell. Namesake wise, were you named after your dad? Do you have a portion of your dad's name?
No.
Okay.
My sister does.
So, Robin?
Yeah.
That would be why. Okay, beautiful. So that is why he mentioned Robin. Okay, now NASCAR. I wrote down, look, I put my hands up so no one thinks I write it down. But what's the number of your favorite driver and dad's?
You want the numbers? He was 3.
The number? Say it again.
3 and 2.
Okay.
Mine was 2, his was 3.
Yep. Okay. So he was an Earnhardt fan. Yep. And my mom, who has passed, was a huge NASCAR, as I was back in the day. And remember, I asked you about also the number 35. So the number 3 is the number of your dad, right? Now, in numerology, we can mess with numbers, and 3 take away 5 is 2. That is your NASCAR number, your driver's number. So dad's being a little clever, by the way. He's being a little tricky with me. So just your dad, and that's all your dad's doing is he sparked my vision and said that's what these were about as well. So, but I'll tell you, I hope that if anything, just this little quick, hop in message. And I mean, I guess your dad had a lot in such a short amount of time. But I really feel the timing. It was divine timing. You needed to hear this. And so this is dad's way of coming in and just letting you know he's with you. He's proud of you. He loves, by the way, he loves this podcast. He loves this. He knows that this is a way for you to express yourself with others who will understand you and enjoy and share in something that, I feel is getting a lot more understood, if you will. We're evolving, we're changing. And you mark my words, all 3 of you, Steve, Dave, Kevin, and Ted, you guys hang on tight, because I'll tell you, so when I tap into more of my intuition, so clairvoyancy, you all are about ready to go on a pretty amazing ride with your podcast. So just keep on swimming, as I say. So, but I'll break my connection with your dad, Steve, and I'm going to send him your way because I don't want him hanging out with me any longer. Yes, of course. You're welcome. Okay. I've still got this other soul here that's connected to Ted. Did we ever get a chance to get a hold of him?
He has not answered, so he might be.
Okay. That's
He's
okay.
he's doing his Paracon thing this weekend.
Is it this weekend?
I think
he's
it's probably,
busy.
so he's probably really busy getting that all together.
Ah, oh, where is that at?
That's Rochester Paracon.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
Rochester.
We're gonna bring somebody in
Hey, perfect.
and see if she's still there. So how do you want to have her on, or do you want to just have a
If they can, if they feel comfortable.
You have her come right on to the. Did you send her a link?
I can try.
Adriana, if you're still there, we're going to send you a link, and go ahead and once you get it, accept it, and it'll be really easy to get you onto the.
All right, we're going to see if she's here first.
Yeah, we'll see if she's there.
I really need to get my platforms on StreamYard. I really do. It's so much smoother. Yeah. Much easier.
She pops
Plus,
on. She said yes right there. Is that her?
Okay.
Okay, we're going to send her a link.
sweet. Perfect.
Can you just screenshot?
Let's see. Let's see how I can do this. Go ahead and bring up the thing, and I'll give her the code because I think I have her on my page.
Okay. Kevin's going to send you a code in a second.
Sorry.
Hey, while we're waiting for that, Steve, your dad, I tried to let him go. He's still here. So he's very he's charming. He's very charming though, by the way. He's got this very charming.
He was nice to everyone.
Yeah, he is. So I've got these cards that are just these beautiful messages that this medium, very well-known medium, James Von Prague, had put this. It's called Talking to Heaven. And your dad is just wanting just this one last message from these cards. And so what I need from you really quick, my friend, I need one number between 1 and 44.
Okay, should I hold it or tell you?
You can tell me. Yeah.
22.
22. That's my favorite number. No joke. It really is. Let's see. 1, 2, 7, 8. So what I'm doing is just counting out the cards according to that number, and that's how you kind of ultimately will how you pull your own card. Obviously, because you're not here too. So, oh, I love this. Now, there's a whole. It goes into more detail in the book, but so that we can get to Adriana. But I love this, and I think this really just sums up why. Now I know why your dad wanted you to have this message. It really wraps up who he was, who he continues to be, but also the message that he wanted to leave. And these are just very one sentence messages, but so the message from your dad says, life is a series of choices. Choose love. I'll kind of show the card on so you can see how pretty they are. Beautiful. So, and I love that because I feel like that's what your dad's message really was, is that, there's all these different choices, but, now that he's in the spiritual realm, he's realized, choose love. That's all that matters, So I think that's beautiful. Yeah. Now your dad can go with you.
He's stubborn. I'm telling you, he might still hang
around. He is.
Hang around.
Hilarious. I love it. Hey.
Yeah,
No, she's got the link.
She's got the link, so she's trying.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, well, she's doing that. I'm just kind of gonna do some writing here. I'm already getting. So maybe I can talk through a little bit here while we're waiting. But just so those who are aware, for people that I also have a podcast as well, and my callers that call in, my producer sends them through, and my podcast, I'll do readings just like we're doing now. And people ask, well, how do you connect with with people virtual and with the tarot cards when I incorporate them? And that goes with the numbers, like what I was asking for Steve, and even Zoom readings. With technology now, I've done readings all over the world. So
Wow.
if anyone's ever interested in doing readings, you don't have to be here in Utah. Virtual is amazing now, and just as good.
Yes.
In fact, we have one of your followers that started following us from London.
Yes, yeah. Nicola, probably. Yeah, she was all excited. Yeah, I have many followers. The UK is one of my biggest. Also, Canada. I've got many from Canada. So it's been incredible.
I'm really surprised my sister-in-law's not on.
Yes, Tammy.
Yep.
Is that? Yeah. I love her. Yeah, she's had lots of readings with me as well. All righty. Well, I'm gonna just keep writing here that I'm getting for Adriana here.
Nothing's coming up. So,
and as we all know, the paranormal love to mess with electronics, right?
oh yeah.
Yeah. We're just trying to get the link to her still.
Okay.
Trying to get them all. We're sorry.
Hmm.
I'm gonna try to bring her up there.
No, log in as you.
Okay, go ahead. I don't know the password, but yeah, we'll see how it comes up.
That won't take us off, will it?
No.
Okay.
That should be right there.
This?
No, the U. Yeah, that one.
That one there should be it. If it's not that one, it's the other one.
By the way, I'm glad it's not just me.
No. I guess if they're not in your friends list, you can't get them the link. You have to become a friend to get the link to them.
Ah, gotcha.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
So now we'll get the link there.
Now I got it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Well, and I think I know why.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You just saw me last week. Dave had to leave, and I tried to run the show. And
Okay, so we just sent her the link. She should have it now.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, yeah. I'm like, where's the on off button and the Control Alt Delete? Those are my two favorites.
We got these, like these little buttons.
2 hours later.
I love that.
I'm looking at my headphones, but
I love SpongeBob. 2 hours later. Love it. You can tell when you have children. Yeah.
Why that's like that, I don't know.
Wait.
Anything new coming up for you?
Yeah, here she comes.
Oh,
She's coming.
She's coming in.
She's coming in. Here we go.
Perfect.
Just waiting for her picture to pop up.
All right. Well,
There
there
she
she is. There she is. All right.
Okay, we're gonna add her up.
Yep. There she is.
Can you hear me
Oh,
okay?
Yep. Welcome.
Hello.
beautiful.
Sorry, I just got a shower. My hair's wet.
I love the color. It's beautiful. Hi. So is it Adriana or Adriana or
Adriana, yes.
Adriana? Okay. Beautiful. Okay. All right. So, Adriana, well, first of all, thank you for joining. And in all fairness, just for others that are out there listening, watching, or will listen, watch later, we do not know each other. I know nothing about you, correct?
Correct.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, and you I was just getting so much as we were trying to get you on, so I'm just gonna let this flow. So you are open to channeling any of your loved ones in spirit?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Okay. Um, when the guys were trying to bring you on, a couple things that were really coming through very strong. First of all, um, I had a younger male. This felt to me, when I say younger male, this is a male who, when I say young, I mean we're talking didn't quite even make it to 40s. So I've got a younger male stepping forward. It felt to me that he passed very tragic. So I feel his passing, the way when they come through and make me feel tragic, it means that it felt very heavy, and it feels that there's been a lot of heaviness around you or around family. Now, keep in mind, if this isn't offhand connecting with you, that I can pick up on people that are near you in the home. So without giving me too much, do you connect with the younger male passing very tragic unexpectedly in that sense?
Yes, I would say, I don't recall how old he was when he passed away.
Okay.
Um, but there is a family member that I have in mind.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. And age is okay. Just the way he's coming through is more important to the fact that he feels young. His energy feels young. He feels very, just by the way, he's got like serious ADHD. Like I feel like he's bouncing off the walls right now in my studio here. And by the way, 99.9% of the stuff that comes out of my mouth is their way of channeling through me. So he's the one that referred his energy to the fact he's like, I got ADHD. I'm so excited. So he also brought up the number 17. So again, the way I connect with numbers, the 17th of a month, the year 2017, the age of 17, January 7th. This is how souls will try to come through. Now, keep in mind, this can connect directly to him and or you, my friend. So do you connect with that number?
I think January would be around the time when he passed away.
Okay. Okay. And he also, okay. Okay. Has your mom passed?
No, she's still alive.
Okay. So he's bringing with him the mom. He says, tell her I'm with mom. So whether that's his mom, but obviously not your mom, but he says I'm with mom. So
Yeah.
do you understand that?
Yeah, so the family member that I'm thinking of would be my uncle, who is my mom's brother. So mom's brother and my grandmother, my only living grandmother. So it would be her son.
Oh, beautiful.
Youngest son. Or I'm
Her
sorry,
youngest.
Oldest son.
Okay. And okay, beautiful. Okay. And he's also showing me the number 4. So the month of April, the 4th of the month. I kind of feel like that it's like he's wanting to mention I'm one of 4, or there's 4 in my family.
Correct. So he is one of 4 children. So my mom and then the 3 brothers.
Beautiful. Okay. Okay. And okay. Yeah. Are you close with your mom?
I am. I'm very close with my
Yeah.
mom.
Okay, great. So I don't know if you were listening earlier, but when a soul comes in and they want to give a message, I have to get it out, but you don't have to feel obligated to share this. But if and when the time is right, you'll know. So, so your uncle, being that he's wanting to mention obviously your mom, which is his only sister, right? The only
Correct.
sister.
Yes.
Yeah. Boy, your mom's really struggling with his passing. Even to this day, I feel there's still some heaviness, and he's worried about your mama. He's worried about your mom. He
Yeah,
says that.
she's going through a lot right now, just like mentally, physically. So
Yeah.
that's
Okay, honey.
accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's validating that he's with your mom. And so when I heard him say, tell her I'm with mom, it is your mom. It's sometimes, again, I try to interpret the best way I can, but he's with his sister, he's with your mom because your mom is going through so much right now,
Hmm.
mentally, emotionally, physically. So, and I just heard a one syllable, I can hear the on, like Ron, Don, John. I can hear the on, but one syllable. Do you connect with that name offhand?
No, not that I can think of right now off the top of my head.
Okay, that's okay. Take it with you. It'll connect later. It always does. Now, for the guys, so Steve, Dave, and Kevin, keep in mind, I can still pick up on your loved ones because that can happen. So if it resonates with either of you guys, let me know. Now, okay, your okay, yeah. Boy, he's really wanting to um, he's really wanting to uh, share with you the worries and even the kind of preventative measures that need to happen with mom with her health. Are you okay if I share with you some help with
Yeah,
mom?
absolutely.
Okay, so he's really showing and giving an emphasis on the swelling of my feet and my hands. So, mom, edema, there's some kind of swelling, or this is connected to diabetes where there's neuropathy. So, do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Um, he's really saying mom's got to take this more seriously, very much more seriously. Um, yeah, okay. And you have children?
I do not.
Okay, okay. Yes, you do. You have fur children. Do you have fur babies?
I have lizard babies. They
Fair
don't have
enough.
fur, but and I have cats and dogs at my parents' house.
Okay. I love when people go, no, I don't. I'm like, I look at I look at as animals as your babies. So
Mm-hmm.
whether they're scaly or they're furry or whatever, but because even though you don't have children here in the human form, I'll tell you what, my friend, you are an amazing and empathic and very sensitive and caring woman, and you love like no other. And you've got such a very beautiful father stepping in as well. You've got a lot of dads here. So who's the father that is passed? He's very protective of you.
My grandfather, maybe.
Okay.
My actual dad is still alive, but my grandfather
Yeah.
passed away.
Okay. And would it be fair to say that he uh, even though he wasn't obviously dad, but he feels to me that he sure he sure loved to protect you like a father figure would, or he was protective of you in that sense, whether you knew it or not. But you know how sometimes grandparents will raise their grandchildren?
Yeah.
That's the feeling he's giving me,
Yeah,
with you.
so when I was firstborn up until I was about the age to go to kindergarten. Both of my parents worked full time, so I lived with both of my grandparents pretty much, I would say 50% of the time.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so he's the one that is making me feel that what I had just mentioned about you and how you are and who you are. And he says to please tell you that it's okay if you don't have children because you will in the next life. He says she believes in that, so tell her. He says it's okay if you don't during this lifetime, but you will. But he says that you're a hell of an aunt. He just, yeah, you are, you're one of those. And that, I'll tell you, that's the best part about being an aunt, a grandma. You can spoil them and sugar them up and send them on their way, right?
Yeah,
So,
give him back at the end of the day.
yep, very much so. So he's shown me that, yeah, to focus on that as well. So now, the uncle, I'm going back to him really quick, and I know we're probably getting close on time too, but I've got a tragic car accident or motorcycle accident. I feel like, who is this, hon?
So my uncle, he was a Harley Davidson man. He rode motorcycles. That was his passion in life. And he was in a really bad accident that left him mostly paralyzed from the waist down. So he was wheelchair bound for the remainder of his life after that.
Yeah. Okay. He wants for mom to know also, and are the other siblings still here? Is he the only one on the other side?
Yes, everyone else is still living.
Okay, because he's not making me feel he's with siblings, but he's with siblings here in the physical, and he's wanting for all of them to know that he no longer has those physical ailments any longer, the disabilities. He is like, I'm not kidding you. When I told you earlier he's bouncing off the walls, now I see why he mentioned that, because he couldn't do that here in the physical. He's like, I'm good. So mom needs to know this. Brothers need to know this, your uncles, okay? And he says, boy, he's very protective of you, just like your grandpa. You've got some beautiful, may I say, I'm very careful with this one, by the way, but your grandfather, without a doubt, is a guardian angel for you, my friend. Hands down, no doubt about that one. Your uncle is a guide, very much so, okay? So you've got two very strong men, very strong male energies that protect you and guide you. And one of them, I'm not sure which one, by the way, but one of them is like wanting you to, did you just start a new relationship or just got out of one?
I'm in a relationship currently, but it's been going for 3 years.
Okay. Don't tell me anymore, because I'm going to tell you this is why both of them are teaming up on both sides of you. They are wanting you to know that, and this isn't me, so don't shoot the messenger. I'm just the secretary. They said you can do better. You can do better. So that's why I wanted to know if you just started or just ended, because it feels to me that they know that you're kind of just back and forth. So they said you can do better. So also please let mom know that now, is this her dad that is this her dad that's on the other side? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He says tell my daughter that I see and I know about her and the visiting, the conversations that she has with me or directed towards me, because there's an emphasis on him wanting for his daughter to know that he knows that he wasn't the easiest dad, but he sure as heck loved her, and he really struggled to tell her that.
Yeah.
And so he needs her to know this, and of course you for that matter, for you. So, and also congratulations on the new job. There's a raise. There's something about the new. There's a congratulations. So, but to you. So, did you have did you just graduate from something? Did you just complete something?
My little brother just graduated like a week ago.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if
So
that would be
yeah,
in connection or not, but
absolutely, hon, absolutely. But because you are in front of me, then is your little brother in the home?
no,
Is,
I
oh,
live
okay.
on my own and he lives with my parents still.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. So just maybe share that message that he sees the graduation, the accomplishments there, and that. So, um, but I'll tell you, we've had a lot of dads here, a lot of fathers, and that happens when we get close to these holidays that are very difficult for those who don't have their dads here.
Yeah.
So I hope, because you're such an empathic soul, my friend, I'm going to tell you, it didn't surprise me that we got a lot of messages that are for you to deliver, because that is your soul's purpose, my friend. You are very much an empath. You're a beautiful soul that is meant to share these messages. But please, from me, from my intuition, not from any loved ones in spirit, please take care of yourself, my friend. Okay, please start taking care of you. And when I mean that, I mean more of the inner self love, the inner care. Okay, you have a very amazing energy. So, and I agree with both of your grandpa and your uncle that, and I'm sorry, I agree with them when it comes to the relationship, just because I feel that it's been a difficult one for you. So, just just keep that in mind. And yeah. Now, your grandpa just said she has a question. Do you have a question for me? And I know we have to wrap up soon, but
I guess I just wanted to know, like, my grandpa had a really hard death.
okay.
Sorry.
No, okay.
And I just wanted to know if he was upset that I didn't go see before he died.
Okay. First of all, if earlier, if you were listening, Steve also didn't get the chance to say goodbye to his dad, and his dad came in. I didn't get the chance to say goodbye to my dad when my dad passed, and my dad has helped me to connect with Steve's dad. Now, your grandfather comes in for the same reason, my friend, that your grandfather was also that very proud man. He knew that if he were to pass while you were there, that this would leave an impression that he did not want to leave behind. He knew, because you are so sensitive and an empath and the way you are, he wanted you to remember him as how he was. He was very sick. He was very, very sick. And I'll tell you, when I saw my dad pass, well, not as I saw my dad pass, and I wasn't there when his soul left his body, but it was just, I was awful. That the cancer was awful, and your grandpa just knew the last few hours of his life, even days, was just, it wasn't him. It just wasn't him. He also said that he was saying and doing things that might have made you a little scared, or we would have went, that's not my grandpa. So that's where he made sure that things went the way that he wanted to go. So know that, and I'll tell you, my friend, they'll come through, and I've done this 27 years, and I've had souls come through and go, yeah, I'm not happy with them or I'm a little disappointed. In no way, shape, or form is he that way with you, my friend, at all. So, and I don't sugarcoat things, I will tell you. Because he made me feel that he's your guardian angel, no way, no way would he be a guardian angel if he thought any different. Okay. So he says that if you're going to do the tattoo, just do it. So I don't know what that's about. So if you're getting one or you just got one, he's okay with it. He's like, just do it.
Okay. My uncle had a lot of tattoos as well, so.
I love it. I love it. Well, I hope this helped you, my friend. I really hope it gave you some peace and get those messages to your mom, okay?
I will. Thank you so much.
Okay. You're so welcome. Sending you lots of good energy.
Thank you. Thank you guys
You're
for having
welcome.
me on.
No problem.
Thank you.
All right.
I love it. Love sharing these.
You out?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Did we tire you out?
Oh, no. Oh,
No.
no. Sometimes yes, but no. Today's been great. Some good, beautiful messages right before Father's Day. I love it.
Well, thank you for coming on tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course, anytime. You guys, anytime, seriously. Yeah. And
Well,
I might just reach out, Kevin, and have you on my podcast, have the three of you join. Yeah.
Okay.
Have you guys share. Yeah.
That'll work. Yeah. Let us
Yeah.
know.
I would love that. Yeah, for sure. Mine's not as long. It's only 30 minutes, but we'll figure it out.
Well, that sounds good. Well, thank you again. And we'll
Yeah.
be talking to you soon. And
Yeah.
we'll figure out another date down the road here
Yes,
and have you come back on.
Definitely.
Yeah. I absolutely would love that. And if you guys, if you're up later here in the next, I don't even know what, in an hour, I'll be on my Facebook page, Mini Medium, doing readings for a few hours. So, yeah.
Want to
if
plug
you're up.
anything you're here?
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I would love that. Yeah, so my Facebook is Mini Medium, just as my name is, and Instagram is Mini Medium 75. That's the year I was born in. And then website is mini-medium.com.
All right.
Oh, I better say too, sorry, podcast is Mini Medium. It's with the A1R Psychic Radio. So there you go. There's all my stuff.
Got it all out there.
Well, thank you again.
Yeah.
We really do appreciate it, you coming on. And
Of
now
course.
we got something to talk about.
Yeah.
So,
Talking about it for the next hour.
Yeah.
We're done.
I love it. All right. Well, thanks, you guys. I appreciate it. And wishing you guys a happy Father's Day and everyone else out there. Happy Father's Day to those other dads as well.
Well, thank you.
Thank
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
All right.
Thanks, you guys.
All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Well, guys, how was that show tonight?
Good.
Is that a good show?
Yeah, yeah.
All
I
right.
think so.
Yeah.
I thought it went well.
Well, I guess next week, we'll be unpacking all this stuff from Steve's point of view and see how everything felt.
Okay, we can do that.
And so, guys, we'll see you again. Thank you. Remember, Steve?
Always thank a veteran.
Yep. And stay tuned, guys. The shows are only going to get better.
See you at the bash.
Yep.